All right, now we are going to read the headings Who Names Hurricanes? What's the difference between a hurricane and a typhoon? And who are the hurricane hunters? This is our last gist for today. Remember, when headings are a question, our gist wants to answer that question. So we're going to answer these three questions. Who names hurricanes? What's the difference between a hurricane and a typhoon? And who are the hurricane hunters? Who names hurricanes? From 1950 to 1952, tropical cyclones of the North Atlantic Ocean were identified by the phonetic alphabet Abel, Baker, Charlie, ABC. But in 1953, the US Weather Bureau switched to women's names. The rest of the world eventually caught on, and naming rights now go by the World Meteorological Organization, which uses different sets of names depending on the part of the world the storm is in. Around the US, only women's names were used until 1979, when it was decided that they should alternate a list that included men's names too. There's 6 different name lists that alternate each year. If a hurricane does significant damage, its name is retired and replaced with another. What is the difference between a hurricane and a typhoon? Nothing, except geography. Tropical storms occur in several of the world's oceans, and except for their names, they are essentially the same type of storm. In the Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Eastern Pacific Ocean, they are called hurricanes. In the Western Pacific Ocean, they are called typhoons. In the Indian Ocean, the Bay of Bengal, and Australia, these types of storms are called cyclones. This is a satellite animation of Hurricane Georges, which struck the Mississippi Gulf Coast in 1998. Last heading, who are the hurricane hunters? The brave hurricane hunters work for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. Each mission lasts about 10 hours, with the crews passing 4 to 6 times through the storm. The planes carry radar, sophisticated computers, and weather instruments that determine characteristics such as temperature, air pressure, wind speed, and wind direction inside the hurricane. The crews also release instruments that measure temperature, air pressure, and wind at different levels as the devices drop through the hurricane toward the ocean. By mission's end, NOAA can warn everyone in the hurricane's path. Below is a satellite image of Hurricane Mitch back in October 1998. The hurricane hunters flew into the eye of Mitch just as this Category 5 hurricane with winds of 155 miles per hour smacked right into Central America. Here's that picture.